We are at the 5th week. Can you believe it? We made it through our spring reset. We touched on Reset and Bloom, which is about mind, body, soul, and research. We focused on the glow up season where we focused on our self care, wellness. We went into soft life for protect our peace, setting our boundaries. We leveled up, we reinvented ourselves and manifest abundance. And now we are at new season, new power. And we're focusing on how Black women over 40 can step into their confidence and grace, owning your worth and walking into your full potential. Ladies, how are you? I am truly, truly excited about this particular episode because it is wrapping up everything that we've pretty much talked about, but pretty much pushing us into our new season. In this spring season, I want this episode to empower us. I want it to allow us to own our worth, embrace our self-confidence, and to step into our full potential this spring. You know, I feel like spring is a time where the new flowers come. That's like a form of new beginnings. You know, it done went through everything that happened in the winter, the fall, and here we are again, just pretty much blooming into our full potential. And we're going to do it with grace, with ease, and self-assurance. So, in saying all of that, I want to share some fresh ideas and some practical skills with you. And we're just going to reset our mindset and level up. You know, we're just going to do all the things and we're going to do it with confidence. So, I'm excited. I'm just like, you guys don't know, when you get to a point in your life, sometimes you feel like you can't reset or you can't do something over or you just can't step back and do things for yourself. But here today, we're going to talk about it and we're going to implement each week and we're going to just pull it all together. Okay. So welcome to the Spring Reset series. This is the last episode in this series. And in this season right here that we're in, we're going to rise, reclaim, and realign ourselves in our most powerful version. We're just going to do that. In addition, we're going to focus on why confidence and grace matter more now than ever as us women over 40. And in addition, we're going to embody our confidence and let go of our self-doubt. We're going to own the room without shrinking ourselves. That is definitely something big, the shrinking of the self. So before we get into the episode, I want to just have a quick conversation with you and just ask you how you're doing, how you feeling, how these last few weeks have been, you implementing, our new spring reset with some challenges that you may have been having. I know for me, I just recently started a new position at my job. I got a promotion and a lot of things that I've been trying to do for myself, getting the best health that I can get into, working out, eating healthy, and just prioritizing my mental, if that, for lack of better words. And the mental has been fine, but I've been slacking on the self-care for myself in regards to staying in the gym. I feel like once I get home from work, I'm just so tired. And I've only been to the gym in these last 2 weeks 3 times. And that was one week and two another week. And here we are. This is the week of Mother's Day. And I really want to pump into myself. So we're going to do a little bit better. But enough about that. Let's get into it. First, I want to talk about confidence starts within, resetting your mindset. Okay, we're going to do a whole confidence detox, removing what dims your light. And what does that look like? That's like identifying what's stealing your confidence. And sometimes we don't sit back and think about that. Those things can be like, limiting beliefs from your childhood and society. Like, I'm too old for this. Like, we're women over 40. So they may sit and say, oh, when you get a certain age, you shouldn't be doing this. This is something that only women in their 20s do and things like that, or in their teens. No. And the comparison culture and the social media drain. I tell you, if you sit back and you watch on social media, the comparison game can be a thief of joy. So what I say is detox. If you know there's somebody on the internet that you're following and it drains you, it makes you feel some kind of way, unfollow, mute, do whatever it takes, because sometimes people will drain you, not even knowing they're draining you. And we all are at different points in our life. And also, what can be a confidence detox is past failures. The fear of starting over. It's okay to start over. I've started over many a times. I've started over with different jobs. I started over, in career wise. I started over even on my YouTube channel. For those of you who may not know, I have a YouTube channel. It's called iamKeliB. And I've started over on there many a times. I've been on YouTube for 14, I think 13 years, but total 14. My channel's been up. And I've started over, and it does not, make me less than or anything like that. We all have our own time. So don't let past failures or that fear of starting over hold you back. Start over. So what are some good confidence detox exercises that you can actually do? So here are some. So you want to write down the biggest lie that you were ever told about your worth and replace it with an empowering truth. Like one here, replace it with, I am more than enough. How many times have you actually heard, oh, you can't do that, or somebody else projecting what they can't do on you? We ain't doing that. So now we are in the season of becoming, in this mindset shift. We want to, have these type of thoughts here. You are not behind. You're not too late. You're just stepping into your full power now. Your presence is enough. Stop over explaining. Stop over apologizing or doubting your expertise, because that can definitely be a confidence killer. And we don't want that. We want to do everything in our power to uplift ourselves. And if you find that you're around negative people, remove yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. I can tell you from experience. Okay. So we're going to move on to the art of grace, moving with elegance and presence. We just want to have a new concept of soft power moves, how to be more effortlessly magnetic. Okay. So that looks like grace isn't weakness. It's a strategy. How to command attention without being loud. Think about the times where you were, walking into a meeting or walking into a room and you may feel like, oh, I came late. It's okay. It's okay to be late. Or even if you're early, you want to come into the room, own it. And when people walk in, they see you. You are that magnetic energy. And they like that. Okay. So now we're going to just command the attention without being loud. Also, shifting energy from proving to being. That back to that over explaining. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. You're going to have this confidence without the struggle. I know at one point in my life, I used to always over explain. Always over explain to try to prove, if it was one, know what I was talking about, two, letting the person know that I was being honest or whatever the case may be. No, yes, this is what it is, and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? But we're going to focus on body language reset, because we're moving with elegance here. Okay. So how to carry yourself like you belong everywhere you step. So that's like I mentioned, in the meetings, at work, going to the grocery store, going to your child's, functions, games, or whatever, school, or wherever you might be. Even if it's going out to dinner, doing ladies' night, if it's having date night, whatever it might be, you want to move with confidence. Just carry yourself like you belong in this space. And also, if you ever feel like you're moving too fast and you're feeling a little, just out of whack for a moment, do like a 3-second pause. Slowing down for a minute and then regaining is powerful. Because now you're like, hold on, I'm a little off kilt here. Let me get back on track. So you want to slow down. Slowing down can make you more powerful. Just try it. Let me know how it works out because, we got to make sure we're moving with grace here and elegance. So head high, shoulders back. We know what that means. We all know what that means. I can sit back and remember being a child and, something may have didn't go my way and I'm moping away from something and you got your mom or your parent, your dad or a cousin or a brother or a sister coming saying, hold your head high, shoulders back, and body grace through the posture. That right there can just make you feel so empowering, even though if something bad has happened. And you also want to speak in power, as I mentioned earlier, saying what you have to say, not over explaining yourself. And you want to also eliminate filler words and small talk. We're not doing that. Just keep it pushing, for lack of better words. But, owning the room with your voice, no more rushing, no more, doubting yourself when speaking. And I know sometimes that can definitely be, kind of hard, especially when you're trying to do something new and when you're trying to like step into a new season of your life. It's all about practicing and putting yourself in a good place. So last but not least, I want to focus on leveling up and unlocking your full potential this season. And what does that look like? Become the woman that you admire. Embody that future woman today. Don't wait. Sometimes we like to let procrastination get in. Oh, I'm going to be that woman when I lose 10 pounds. Oh, I'm going to be that woman when I sit back and get this new wardrobe. I'm going to be this new woman when I get this haircut or when I get my, extensions or whatever the case may be. No, we're not doing that. We're not waiting. We want to go ahead of the cart and we're going to do what we need to do. And then we're going to bring the other part in the front because sometimes we will hinder ourselves from just being who we really want to be, and we're not doing that anymore. We also love who we are, but there's nothing wrong with building on top of that. And we want to visualize your next level self. What does she wear? How does she speak? What does she prioritize? Like I just mentioned, we're not waiting. We want to visualize it. We're going to embody it, and then it all will come into play. The power of intentionality, how to make daily micro decisions that align with your dream self. These are part of the leveling up and unlocking your full potential. This one here I really like. Decluttering your life with confidence. And decluttering can come from a host of different things. Decluttering can be letting go of relationships. Relationships can mean, dating relationships, committed relationships, just platonic friendships, if it's with, your females or your males, and then the habits, mindsets that no longer serve you. If we sit back, think about it. If we sit back and stay the same, that we were when we were in our elementary years, teen years, and we don't grow, something is wrong. You have to grow. It's okay to grow out of people. It's okay to meet new people. Sometimes we get so caught up in, oh, you can't hold friends, or oh, you can't keep relationships. They just didn't serve you. It's okay. Especially when things happen and you move on and it's done gracefully. No problems, no nothing. You just walk away. And then, if you see them later on in life, hey, how you doing? What's going on? It does not mean you have to rekindle a whole full relationship. That's just showing that you are an adult. If that makes any sense. I hope it does. But do it before you feel ready rule. Like I mentioned before, get it ahead of the cart. How actions can build confidence. Sometimes we always waiting. We can't wait no more. We have more years behind us than we do in front of us. And you don't want to be at that end of the road place and you're like, oh, I wish I would have did this. And you're telling your grands or telling your children, go out and do this because I didn't do it. Nobody's living through you. Do it yourself. Just like I mentioned, like before, it's not the other way around. Like, getting everything ready before you do something. Just do it. Do it. Make yourself feel good. Make yourself feel good. But I don't want to draw this on too long. I just wanted to have this spring reset for us so we can build and we can just move in grace and do the things that we want to do. Sometimes it takes for us to do things that are layered, and as I mentioned earlier, all the things that we covered. But in this particular last episode, as we're going to recap and in our spring reset, confidence isn't about waiting to feel ready. It's about stepping boldly now. Okay. And I'm going to leave you with an affirmation for this moment here. And I want you to say this to yourself, because I say it too. I am powerful, graceful, fully worthy of the life that I desire. Create the life. Don't wait for the life to create you. You create it. Because if you wait on that life, it may not come. It may not come. So I'm going to ask you, what's one way you will show up in your power this week? Okay? Let me know. I don't know if you're watching on YouTube or listening on YouTube, or if you're on the streaming sites. If you are, come on over and join us on Instagram or Facebook community, and let's have the dialogue, because I really, really, really want to know your thoughts and opinion. And let me know how you felt about this spring reset that I did, these 5 weeks, and how did we build up ourselves. Okay. And if you like the episode, share it with your friends and family who needs confidence and boost in this particular season. And I want to say thank you, ladies, and I will catch you in the next episode.